I'm an attorney. I've been an attorney for about 45 years, or a little more than that, in fact. My firm and my prior firm and my partner, Ken Carlson, we represent tenants. And Adam was representing a lot of landlords. I mean, he represented some tenants, but he represented all landlords. And we faced, him on a number of cases on the other side. And that's how we met Adam. That's how I met Adam. In fact, Adam covered a lot of different things too. He was like us in that he covered a lot of other areas in this real estate litigation. I remember other things that Adam and I would be on the other side that wasn't always, heavy duty litigation stuff, but we're both aggressively litigating and representing our clients. I remember a particular case where there's two individuals who were partners in a particular building. Then they got into a big fight about who gets what portion of the building, and it was very difficult to resolve. I dealt with another attorney, and Adam got involved, was able to work with us and figure out a procedure in which we can get over the hump and get a resolution that would put everybody in some place where they can all work together and get through it. So that's a skill level too, because sometimes there's times where you need to brainstorm a strategy that perhaps helps, the litigants and get the results without having to always do, months and months and maybe years of litigation. I know members of the firm. So I know them. I know them when they were not with his firm, and I know them now as a member of their firm. Many of the people that I know there are people that I've also been on the opposite side of. I have high respect for the individuals that he has pulled together as a team in his firm. It was known that I was a tenant attorney, which is true. I chose to be on that side. So if there were a case or cases where I was asked to represent a landlord, I declined. And they would ask me, who would you refer to? So obviously, you want to refer them to the right person. And I would say, just don't tell anybody, but Adam, for example. Or go to this individual who's now working with Adam. Because I knew what Adam was good at. And there may be other things that, that's completely different. So, that's because of our relationship in the past and my expecting that he will be able to do the right job. I'm not there to just send somebody anywhere, that I ought to refer them to somebody who's competent, who's able to represent them and do a right job for them. And that's the reason. It's as simple as that. It's like, similarly, if somebody asks you, which doctor should I go to? I have this. Well, you're not going to just open a telephone book and simply go here. Since most of the people who come to me deals with the same area, landlord-tenant co-ops, things like that, right? I basically know people in the field. So I could say it. I would suggest you go to this person. Here's the number for my Rolodex. Just go and make a call. That's the way it works. See, in this field, in all litigation or in all legal matters, a lot of people may know the standard, basic things. You can look at a book. To actually win difficult cases, a good attorney, a really good attorney, ought to win some of those cases. They're not going to win it all, but you ought to win some of those cases, which means that you have to have the ability, the thinking of, with some creativity, to be able to come in and make those arguments. And if you can do that, right, then I classify you as, a very good lawyer. If I think you need somebody of a special ilk, I would say go this person. You don't want to go to somebody else. It's not like a simple closing. If somebody has a simple closing, I would say you go to anybody. But most of the cases or the people who come to me don't have simple situations. And if I think that particular case requires something extra, then I say, we'll go here. So Adam is somebody that I've known. And like I said, a number of his lawyers, call him up, see if he has time to take on your case. And that's how it works. I think all of us kind of do things like that, or at least the ones who are conscientious, in that terms. I was trying to think back where we had this very difficult one, and Adam came in, and I mentioned that, and where he was able to persuade his client, and we then ended up being able to resolve it. This building they would have lost it, both of them, just making a fight over it, and you had to figure out a creative way to be able to resolve that. The litigation was extensive, but Adam got in as opposed to the other attorney. The other attorney wasn't going to win, beat me up, right? But it wasn't helping his client. And there's some attorneys that just litigate when it doesn't help their client. And Adam saw that, and we both understood that at the end of the day, we can be representing our client, but we're not helping our client. And therefore, we have to have a creative way to do this that both of our clients would end up not hurting themselves. We talked about it, and I was glad that Adam was involved because we were able to do something that basically helped both of our clients at the end. And that's also important because you have lawyers who basically come in. You could be running a bill, but if you're running up a bill but you don't help your client, that's not a good result. So, and attorneys in the field who really are conscientious about representing their clients are always grateful if the other person is trying to do the same. But I appreciated the fact that he was able to say, look, this is not one of those cases, and therefore we can do this. And that was helpful because I thought the same. I think Adam appreciates that the job of the lawyer is to represent their client. And sometimes representing a client doesn't mean going to the end because it doesn't help you. And that's an important trait.